Okay, note to self, never put Matt Canada in the booth again. Just bring him out to the field, let him call plays to his offense, let him see what he's talking about face to face, let him communicate, and the offense might actually look somewhat good. Why didn't I think of this before? Hello, Steelers Nation. Welcome to an episode of Steelcast, a podcast where you don't have to be a Steelers fan. But it sure does help out. I'm your host, Zach. Never put Matt Canada in the booth ever again, or I'm coming for you. Attack! And today we're going to be breaking down the Steelers' Thursday night win against the Tennessee Titans. And the mailman. So, Pittsburgh decides to receive the ball at the beginning of the game, drive down the field, and score a Najee Harris 10-yard touchdown to start the game off, which is literally more yards than they had the entire first quarter against Jacksonville. Yeah, that's how bad our offense was during the Jacksonville game. It was not. The only reason we even stayed in that game in the first place was because of our defense. Speaking of our defense, Minkah Fitzpatrick was out, but Captain Cam came back. So that's what you love to see. And only for Cole Holcomb to go down with a very big injury. I was terrified. Speaking of injuries, Jaylen Warren got knocked out of there in the fourth quarter. I don't remember who hit him. But it was so bad, they had to send him to the hospital. I hope he's okay. My condolences for you, Tennessee. Anyways, so, yeah. Kenny Pickett overthrew a few guys, but ultimately he had an okay game. It wasn't his best game. He didn't throw for 200 yards like he normally does whenever we win games. And this isn't normally, yeah. There's a stat for the Steelers' 4 wins this season that if Kenny Pickett throws for over 200 yards and George Pickens catches 75 plus of those, we automatically win. But that didn't happen this week, and we still won. And that's how bad Tennessee's defense is. The mailman showing up, having a really good game. No TD passes from him this week, but having a few good throws to DeAndre Hopkins and company, and could be the Titans' future. And as we look at the statistics of last week, or the quarterback play, Will Levis, a.k.a. the mailman, 22 of 39, 262 yards, and 1 INT. That INT came from like the final seconds of the game where he threw the ball literally right to Quan Alexander, ending the game 16-20. Kenny Pickett, 19 of 30, 160 yards, and 1 touchdown. That touchdown was to Deontay Johnson in the fourth quarter to give the Steelers the 20-16 lead. King Henry, or Derrick Henry, but we all call him the King because he's the best running back that ever graced us with his presence. 17 carries, 75 yards, and 1 touchdown. That touchdown was early in the game to put the Titans at a 10-7 lead. Jaylen Warren. Oh, yes, you heard me right. Najee Harris had a touchdown, but Jaylen Warren, 11 carries, 88 yards. The kid smoked the King. Oh, Jaylen Warren's just going to be a third down back. No, this kid is explosive off the snap. Jaylen Warren is future here in Pittsburgh. Receiving, you had Kyle Phillips with 4 receptions, 68 yards. Yeah, that was our leading receiver. D-Hop didn't even get that many yards, for crying out loud. And then, for the Steelers, Deontay Johnson, 7 receptions, 90 yards, and 1 touchdown. So, That's how it was over there for Pittsburgh. Also, on defense, Steelers got 3 sacks, all in the first half, but they got 3 sacks on the night against him, and they were getting all up in Levis's face. When Levis wasn't handing it off to the king or throwing dimes to his receivers, there was always a black jersey there in his face. Always. I don't care if it was Captain Cam. I don't care if it was Alex Highsmith. I don't care if it was the GOAT himself, TJ Watt. I don't care if it was Marcus Golden for crying out loud. He even had a sack on the night for crying out loud. I don't care who got in his face, but there was always someone in his face. And that's what you want to see from the defense with a weakened secondary, especially with no Minkah back there. There's also a lot of penalties on the defensive side of the ball, most of them coming from Joey Porter holding people. Joey, keep your hands to yourself, buddy. All right? I know you're going up against D-Hop a lot of the night. Yeah, he was going up against D-Hop a lot of the night. That's what D-Hop didn't get that many yards. But the Titans got free yards a lot of the time because people like JP were holding. You can't do that, buddy. You can't do that. You can't do that, all right? All right? Get that in your head. You can't do that, all right? Don't blink. That's one of Mike Tomlinisms. Love using that one. Anyways, so the Steelers come out after Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh with a 2016 win over the Titans. It was beautiful. All the people doubted Pittsburgh this game because they thought the mailman was going to go off on a weakened secondary. Yeah, never underestimate our defensive front. Let me tell you that for one thing. Next week, the Steelers will play the Packers, and the Packers are not very good, so we're hoping Steelers are more of a second half of the year team anyways. So I hope that we can find that rhythm and get some more wins, and we're in a much better spot than we were last year. Last year, we were only like 2 wins. This year, we only have 3 losses. So, I'll take it. All right? I'll take it. So, yeah. Big reason for that is because TJ Watt has actually been healthy this season and is not the sack leader. Very, very weird. I guess to be fair, we didn't sack anyone on week 4. Speaking of not sacking, Kenny Pickett didn't get sacked this week, which was honestly kind of nice. And a little weird. You'd think that Jeffrey Simmons would have hit home. They had some hits on Pickett, but they didn't bring him down. So, a lot of that was because Broderick Jones is an expert blocker, and he is the GOAT. But we need to have Broderick on the line more. We do. We really, really do. So, props to Broderick for blocking this week, and I'm going to see how we roll. But anyways, I am your host, Zach Attack. And as always, you're in Steel's country.